Or where do you see, we know there's lots of different use cases for chatbots, where do you see the technology being in, say, 5 to 10 years?
Okay. Chatbots are using a lot of machine learning methodologies right now. And I think that in 5 to 10 years, a lot of deep learning methodologies will be replacing current machine learning methodologies. So what is basically happening today is that we have to program the chatbot to react to some stimulus, and majority of these stimulus are linear, which means that if you don't go through one of them, then the chatbot will say error or I don't know. And that is what happens with machine learning. Machine learning is a process that is more linear than deep learning. So I reckon
Can you maybe just for the audience,
yeah,
give a quick definition, because you're an expert in both these areas. What is the difference for the audience between machine learning and deep learning?
okay.
How would you explain it if they don't know?
Well, there are two ways to explain it. One is, when we talk about artificial intelligence, for example, I reckon it's very important to define that there are two kinds of artificial intelligence, one that is narrow and the other one that is broad. So narrow artificial intelligence usually can perform a task pretty well, so it's pretty efficient executing that task. And we have that technology already, whereas broad or general artificial intelligence is not linear, it's multidimensional. It could create its own program, it could find its own solutions to different challenges. And that's what's happening with deep learning versus machine learning. Deep learning is a step closer to broad general artificial intelligence. Now, the chatbots of the future will not be depending 100% of how the engineers program them. They will have enough capabilities through powerful CPUs technologies plus a lot of data to be able to actually predict what is going to happen. So right now, chatbots are very, like reactive to stimulus, and as such, they are limited to a universe of data. Whereas in the future, that constriction will not occur, basically because there is not a container for them to operate. Now, is that good? Is that bad? That is a different question.
Yeah, I agree. I think I've probably got some similar thoughts about what the future would be, and it would be things like, right now when you talk to a chatbot, they are very linear. They only know what you've designed them for. I think the way I'd probably say is I could come into a chatbot, the organization would know at what level maybe I would come in at. It would dynamically change that conversation based on who I am rather than take me. And I mean, inherently there would be massive design problems just around the possible combinations of that. But I think, that it's definitely in the future. I mean, 5 to 10 years, right? Look what we've already done in the last 10 years.
It will be a totally different experience.
Yeah.
You were using the them.They, and that's what that's what I think chatbots are. They are far away from being intelligent, far away. That's why my recommendation to people trying to get into this venture is be honest with your market. Tell them that you are in a beta launch of what could be a chatbot. Tell them straight away that the chatbot is not a human. It's a piece of software that is trying to help you out. And tell them that this is just the very beginning of customer service. Look, in the future, no doubt, companies that will succeed will be those ones that are highly innovative and that have a fantastic customer service, all right? So in that particular regard, in the customer service part, tell them that you're working towards an ideal scenario, but you are far away from that yet.
So be honest and upfront with them. Don't try and pretend to be a human.
100%.